Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So today we are going to talk about Android application activity lifecycle. So before I talk about the activity lifecycle, I would like to uh, explain it with some real life examples. So think about humans. So uh, human or humans normally they born and they do some work and they die basically. So in Android applications also it has a life cycle. So when you press the icon of the applications, it started, and then you can do any work on that application, and finally when you close it, it will destroy. So while happening this cycle, there are some stages in this activity cycle. So as a developer, you need to understand those activity life cycles, and you have to do specific things in each of stages. So there are 6 stages in an Android application. So first it creates, and after created stage it will call on start stage. Then it will go to a started stage. So you can see this started stage, it's visible. So normally you can see like white color space when you open the applications, and finally it will call a resumed stage. So in after this resume stage, your app is already fully open and you can do any work you want to do. When you close your app, it will call for on pause stage. So as this stage is normally not visible, it will go quickly, and then it will call for on stop stage, and finally it will call on destroy stage. So think about if you are using a application to get GPS coordinates. So when you call on create stage, normally you need to start the activity. You need to in this on create stage, you need to call the XML file of the activity and open the window first. Then on start stage you can start the GPS services and start to get coordinates and do other kind of hardware related work in this on start stage. So when finally when you call the on resume stage, your app will be fully open, and when this on created stage, you can show a maybe you can show a splash screen or something. So meanwhile in background on start stage, you can open that start that GPS coordinates getting methods. So when you call the on resume mode, you can remove all the splash screens, and you can show the normal window, and your GPS locations and other stuff will be already taken by the app. Then when you close the app first, on this on stop method, you can stop the GPS services. So even after your app is closed, your GPS services will be turned off. So your mobile device will not reduce your battery or harm anything due to your applications, because you have already used these stages to manage your application. Okay, so now let's see how it works. So I have created a small applications application. So you can go to the GitHub link I have put in on the description below, so you also can get this application and try it out. So in this application I have you can implement the life cycle status like this: on create, on start, on resume, on pause, on stop, on destroy, and finally I have added a example button over here. So this is the action for this button. So it will just open another intent of this activity. It will open this activity, this empty activity. Then we can see what will happen to this activity, what will happen to these states. So let me start the application. So I have opened my emulator. As soon as the application open, it shows on create and then it shows on start call. But it didn't show on resume, but it has run. We can't see it because it ran very fast. So when I click open new activity, the old activity called on pause and then it called on stop, but the old activity didn't destroy it at this moment because it is running on background. So when we click the back button, the first activity it started again and then the activity resumed. So even if we click home button, you can see it called on pause and then it called on stop. So when you click the home button, your application does not fully stop. It is running, still running, but it is on the on stop stage. So let me go back to our slide. So this is what happened. It created and it started and it run. It keep running. So when we press the home button, first it called on pause, then it called on stop. So now the application is in this stage. So let me turn the application on again. So you can resume the application like this. When I click it, it go back to on start and then it go to on resume stage. So how we can close this application? So normally we can close this application like this. So first then go to on stop method and then finally go to on destroy method. So if there is any threads was running in your application, you can stop those threads in on destroyed stage. Otherwise your threads will be running even after you close your application. So those kind of things directly impact for the hardware performance. So that makes like after installing your application, Android device is getting slower and slower. Those kind of things will happen. So keep in mind and always do that stuff. So okay, so as I show early, so now I will run this application in debug mode, so we can check how this stage is going on. Okay. Okay, now you can see first the application goes to on create method and I will run it again. So then it will call on start method, then it will call on resume method. Okay, now your application is ready to work. And if I open another activity, so first I click on the button event, then the first activity go to on pause method, then it goes to on stop method, like that. So when I click back button, again the all it call on start method on the first activity, and then it called on resume method. After the on resume method, we can see this screen. So when I close this application, sorry, I have closed this application, so you can see the application has closed, so it called destroy. So I will show it again because we didn't see the destroyed. Okay, so on create, on start, on resume, after that it's okay. So when I click this button, it call on pause method, then it will call on stop method, and it will hang on. So when I close this, it will call the on destroy method and destroy your application. So we can actually we can't catch this at this moment, so we can put a log message and see the console print if you want to see it. So this is how you can use the so these are some tips you can use this Android app life cycles to improve the performance of your applications. So when you start the applications on start method or on create method, you can start necessary services or threads, and on stop method or on destroy method, you definitely need to stop the all the threads you started with the application and all the services you started with the application, unless you have to use it as a service or other kind of special things. And finally, you need to stop all the activities and all the threads at on destroy method, otherwise your mobile device will be get slower and slower. So thank you guys. So you can find some articles over here, and the this demo app Android application from this GitHub link.